All right, before we get to the video, I need a little bit of your help. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done that, and most importantly, please send this video to 1 or 2 people that you know could really use some motivation, and maybe this video will just help them out. All right, let's get right to it. Today we're going to talk about motivation, how to get motivated, why we might have the lack of motivation, and how we can turn it around so you can keep thriving in the car business. Day after day, month after month, and year after year, you'll be the person that keeps thriving in this business. Let's get right to it. Welcome to Car Talk, where I give you my 20 years of experience on my 20-minute drive to work. One of the first things I'd like you to do is establish some deep conversation with your direct manager and share with them your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, and where you want to go in life. Not just the dealership. Where do you see your life 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What are you trying to accomplish? Okay? And this has to be not at the dealership level, because motivation, at least for me, motivation comes from purpose. When you have a purpose and it's a solid purpose that actually means something to you, then you're more motivated to do whatever it takes to achieve that desired goal. And it's not selling one more car. And I think sometimes as managers inside the dealership, that's where we struggle a little bit, because our goals and our dreams are not aligned with the salespeople. We want to sell one more car. We want to, break the record. We want to make more money. We want to do the process better. We want this more. And the salesperson might not be thinking about that. They might be at your store selling 15 cars a month, 12 cars a month, making a decent paycheck, having a great home life, and they're just excited about that, and they're good. But then we're going to beat them up because they don't share the same goals and the same passions that we share. Now, I'm not saying it's okay to be stagnant at 10, 12, or whatever cars, the stagnant begins at. Like, hey, we should all want to push to be better, like to better ourselves. But instead of just focusing on why they're not selling more cars, okay, and you as a salesperson focusing on, well, I don't care about that. If we have some deeper conversations about what are your actual passions in life, what is your purpose, what are you trying to achieve, right? Are you renting a house right now and you want to buy a house? Do you want to take a bigger vacation? Or you want to save some money for a certain thing? Do you want to drive a nicer car? Do you want to have a nice retirement? Just all these things that you think about on a daily basis that don't have to do with the car dealership. This is something that you and your manager should take time to sit down and talk about. Because then when the phone rings or a customer walks in and your manager's on top of it, telling you, grab that phone, go get this customer, instead of it being about just selling one more car, it's one more opportunity for you to achieve your desired target and you to fulfill your purpose. That's the whole reason and the whole way I was able to go through the ranks and become a better salesperson. And it's never been that I'm the most talented. It's just I've been willing to hustle and just outwork people. And it's because I've always had a purpose, and my purpose changes as I change and as I get better and as I grow and as I become older. My purpose changes. But the moment that I forget about my purpose, or my purpose isn't deep enough, or isn't out there for me to reach for, I become less motivated. I don't get motivated to just point and tell everybody what to do every day so we can sell one more car. I can care less about selling the one more car. It doesn't mean anything to me. Whether or not you're at a dealership that sells 50 or 300, the number doesn't mean anything to me. It's what happens if you achieve that number. What is the result of you achieving that number? That's the goal. That's the target. And as salespeople and managers, sometimes we're not aligned because our purposes and our goals are so different that it's hard for us to be aligned, and it's hard for us to think why isn't my salesperson doing this? Or why is the manager pushing me so hard to do this? Because we just have different goals. So I think that we should share these with each other and let them know, like, hey, as a manager, I'm going to be here for the sole purpose to help you achieve your goals and fulfill your purpose. That's what I'm going to do. And how we're going to do that is through selling cars. That's the business that we're in. That's the vehicle that we're in to get to your goal, to fulfill your purpose. That's what I'm going to do for you as a manager. And as a salesperson, what I need you to do for me in return is to help me fulfill my goals and my purpose. And my goal and my purpose is going to be different from what you're wanting to achieve. But when I come at you and I need you to talk to one more customer, push a little bit harder, do a little bit more tasks, do the process right, dig in, listen to sales training, and just become a better salesperson in general, it's for both of us. It's because I know that's what it's going to take for you to achieve your goal and for you to fulfill your purpose. And in return, when you get better, I'm going to get what I want. And then in return, we're going to have a tight bond with each other because we're both showing up today and we're both going after the same thing. Even though it's different, we're going to be chasing the same goals and the same purpose. But once that breaks, that's when things start not going the way we want. Once I show up to work and I don't do whatever I can to help you fulfill your goals and your purpose, would you there might be some animosity. Maybe you just stop getting motivated. You stop caring a little bit less because you're like, hey, Ryan, he's not really trying for me. He doesn't seem to care about what I want. All he cares about is himself. But it would be the same conversation the other way around. If the phone rings or the customer comes in and you do a terrible job with this customer trying to sell them the vehicle, wouldn't the same conversation happen where I'm like, hey, do you not care about what I got going on, my goals and my dreams and my purpose? Because here I'm every single day. I'm here pushing for you, doing everything I can, but then you go out and all the training and all the talks we've had and everything I've tried to teach you up to this point, you went out there and did the complete opposite. So then when I go, hey, do you not care about what I want? So that's why these conversations have to happen. And it's very tough inside the dealership because we're so busy all the time, especially as a manager. If you come in, let's say your store, has 6 to 10 people, maybe more. Maybe you, as a manager, you're managing more than that. But if you got 6 to 12 people as a manager, that's a lot of time to invest in each person. And I think sometimes the salesperson, they just sit back and they wait for it to happen. And the manager gets so caught up and they're so busy that they don't make the time. But we both got to come together. We both got to work. The salesperson got to come up to the manager. Hey, do you got 5 minutes? Hey, I need some help with this customer. Hey, I want to talk to you about this. Hey, I'm trying to achieve this goal and I want to see if you can help me out, maybe get me on the right path. And sales manager, like, hey, let's do monthly check-ins. Let's do weekly check-ins. Let's just talk. Let's talk outside of the car business, not just about selling the car. Let's talk about life, what you got going on. When there's a struggle going on in a salesperson's life, do you shut the door? Do you sit down and actually talk with them a little bit and kind of work through them and show them that you really care about them? That you care more so than just them selling another car? This stuff will elevate your dealership so much. And not just as a manager level, but it'll elevate you as a salesperson, manager, just everybody's going to get elevated if we have more of these conversations and we get on the same page. Because I know as a manager, sometimes I get very frustrated when I show up every single day and all I'm trying to do is push as hard as I possibly can. That way I can fulfill my purpose, my goals, my dreams, and then I'm trying to get the salesperson to do better. That way they can take care of their family, try to help them get that house that they're trying to buy. And then I sit there and I watch them don't do anything. It's very frustrating. But at the same time, I've had enough conversation and I've been in it myself that I understand. Maybe they're just having a rough day. Maybe I need to pull them aside and just talk to them. Maybe I need to tell a few jokes with them and just talk to them a bit and figure out exactly where they're at in their mindset and what's going on. Maybe they simply just need me to help them make the next deal to gain a little bit of confidence. Maybe it's been a tough couple days, tough week. Maybe all they really need is just a little bit of confidence in me to tell them good job, because I didn't recognize for the last 2 weeks, all I've done is tell them how shitty they are. And I'm telling them how shitty they are, trying to motivate them, but in their mind, they're taking that to heart, and they're like, yeah, man, I am pretty shitty. I am doing terrible. Yeah, I'm no good at this. But that's not the goal, and we get caught up in that sometimes. So let's have a little bit more conversations with our sales staff that not just about selling cars. Okay, let's figure out where their real purpose is, and then let's lean into their purpose, and then let's tie their purpose to selling the car. Let's tie their purpose into making one more deal. And watch what happens. But you as a manager, you got to have the purpose too. You got to be willing to have those conversations and share those with your team and let them know why you're trying to make that happen. And then when you guys all get on the same page, it'll be a lot better. I promise you guys. All right? Well, have a great day. Come at you tomorrow. Get motivated with your staff. Find your purpose. Talk to you later.
Motivation doesn't show up. You do.